Alright, today we need to gather up a bunch of resources because I want to upgrade my base fully to steel, as well as repair any broken blocks and stuff in there. And I would also like, if possible, to upgrade my non-horde base here all the way up to at least concrete, which is going to require a lot of wood and cobblestone. So we have a lot of concrete and cobblestone already, actually. We have a little bit of iron and a little bit of steel. We may even have enough steel to upgrade that base entirely. I'm not sure how many blocks it is, I can't remember. So we'll have to check that, but I'm also going to look for... Oh, there's a little more cobblestone there. Yeah, stone, that's what I was looking for. It was in the same container. Right, so we need to smelt a bunch of my iron in here, and we've got a bunch of material here. So I have let's call it 1800 cement. So let's go for 900 crushed sand out of you and 900 out of you and give that a couple of minutes. We can turn that last bit of that stuff into concrete. So I've got 774 steel from the stuff that was also in my forges. So that's more than enough actually already to upgrade my horde base, hopefully. Let's take the nail gun out and go and see. Maybe we can get a level from it. I'm not sure. Oh, there's the screamer. Hang on. Did you get a scream off? Doesn't look like it. Good. Let's begin. There's a level. We wanted to get maxed out armor crafting, so let's grab that. Then we actually have 3 skill points left over. There's not much I can do with those 3 skill points right now. We could maybe spend some of them on... Oh, maybe we get an armor rank. Yeah, we could get 1 rank of medium armor, which will give me movement speed benefits and, of course, give me resistance to bleed, abrasions, lacerations, or piece of equipped medium armor, which I'm fully equipped in medium armor. Oh, they were really bashing on that one block. We have 60 steel left, and there's actually still a lot more stuff to upgrade on this base. So that extra iron we've sent craft will still come in handy, I think. Yep. Also, we'll need steel if I'm going to make some of that level 6 armor. It all takes a lot of steel, unfortunately. But with my steel out of the way, we can probably start upgrading all of this to concrete on the outside, which will get me a lot of XP, which is whatever. But it'll also just make my house very secure. So I'm going to upgrade as much of this as I can with all this extra concrete. Turn my base into a really secure area. The outer wall is already completely concrete, so we don't need to worry about that. I need to go gather wood, unfortunately, which does remind me, I got a chainsaw. We should grab that. Do I have Fireman's Almanac done, by the way? No, that would be really helpful because it would give me more chainsaw damage. I'm not going to test the chainsaw as a weapon until I have that. So I'm going to go cut down a bunch of trees, get myself like a stack of wood, so I probably don't have to worry about wood for a while. And then I will come back and finish upgrading that base while we wait for more iron to melt. Alright, so stack of wood acquired. I got myself 6 honey as well. That should cover my wood needs for a while. How is the iron doing? Good. We can immediately start crafting that into steel. We didn't get much from that though. We might need to actually go mining for iron, which is fine. Let me grab... Oh yeah, we should make like level 6 mining gear. At least the gloves, the hat, and the outfit. Miner. There we go. So we need armor crafting kits, obviously. We need leather. We'll need a lot of glue and duct tape and stuff for this. We'll need steel, which is crafting. We'll need more legendary parts. There's one. Oh, there's a few of these in here as well. That's helpful. And then it's basically just the steel, which is crafting, right? Yeah. Right, well, what I'll do is upgrade stuff. Oh, we should put steel down because I just wasted a bunch of it. In fact, I've only got 3 on me, but I'll try not to do that again. We should upgrade the rest of this base to concrete while we wait. So I'm getting XP while we just wait for steel, basically. And then once that's all done, we'll go out and mine some iron so I can really get the forges going. Obviously, we can only smelt 4 stacks at a time with my current setup, so I won't bother collecting more than that. But the good armor will mean I can mine it all just way faster. And I've been meaning to mine lead for a while now, and that will help a lot. Alright, how is steel doing? Some of it's done. We can definitely get started. So... miner outfit is yes, and then miner gloves, and then miner helmet. We are missing... Oh, 3 armor crafting kits, of course. Let me get some armor parts. Armor crafting kits. What are we missing? Oh, sewing kits. Sewing kits. Sewing kits. There we go. Armor crafting kits. There we go. Mining helmet. We don't need the last one. It's not really all that useful. So I'm going to put all this away for now. And we're going to go mining. Specifically for iron. With my steel pickaxe here. Are these done? Nice. I got any coffee? Yes. Right, let's go find an iron node. Here we are. So with all this, can I one-hit iron, first of all, with a light attack? No. Okay. Can I one-hit iron with a power attack? Just barely no. That is absolutely agonizing. You could probably roll a better pickaxe and actually be able to one-shot it, but that just sucks. So I guess we're just doing this. But I do get like a couple of hundred iron per block at least. So I am just going to sit here and mine iron until I have... You know what? I'm going to go for 8 stacks. I'm going to make sure I've got an extra like stack for each forge cell, I guess. So I don't have to do this as often. I'm just going to sit here and go through it. Alright, there is about 8 stacks of scrap iron. How unfortunate that I wasn't quite able to one-shot the iron. I could have done it in like half the time. But it was still pretty quick anyway. You guys know me, I like it to be even faster if I can make it faster. Let's head back and start smelting this down, and we can turn that steel into actual base upgrades rather than turning it into armor to get me more iron. Here we go, 2 stacks in there, 2 stacks in there, and then we're left with... Oh, I only got 7 stacks. I did my math wrong. That's fine. We can get more iron from other ways later, but that's still a good amount to have in reserve for when we need more. So tomorrow the traders reset, and as you know, I've been hunting down speech magazines so I can level that skill. So tomorrow we will go out and do that, and we're waiting on smeltage from the forge, and I guess we just go back to upgrading the base then? Just see where that takes me. I think, did I get a level during that? I got a level at some point. I probably just want to hold on to it because most of the good perks are 10 points. Good perks for me right now anyway, unless there's something I want to craft. Not really though, although I'm getting more and more tempted actually by, what is it? Resource perks? Yeah. Bad mechanic. I would obviously need 3 ranks to fully get this, but getting steel from cars does sound pretty good. This would just get me more gas in the meantime though, but getting the full thing and getting some extra wheels from cars to sell and getting steel would be good. I think I need to combine that with salvage ops and scrap heap master if I really want to, and it's quite a heavy investment to become good at salvaging in this mod because it takes, well, essentially 5 perk points, 5 perk points. Then, oh, this takes 2 levels to unlock. Okay, so I'm guessing this takes some like 15 levels to become like ultra good at salvaging, but obviously the upside of that is you do get a good amount of salvaging boosts from the salvaging skill, so you don't need to invest in things to be good at them, but being really, really good at them does require quite a bit. That reminds me, I made a bunch of blueberry pies. How are they doing? 9 of them are done. Yippee. So I'm going to get my stuff and just see how many levels I can get. I don't think I'm going to get many more levels off of the material I have here. It is a lot, and we can actually queue up a little bit more concrete. Completely forgot I had this crushed sand and stuff. So we can get almost 1800, so we'll just call it 900 out of each. That can get me, you know, a few more blocks. After that, we're going to have to smelt more stone, and I hate smelting stone. It's the worst. So yeah, I don't know how far this base upgrading is going to take me in terms of level, especially since I'm not really min-maxing the XP at all. I think we actually have to go up to the next level to actually even find any more XP. But it'll probably get me at least 1 level. So I'm going to just do this and I'll get back to you. Alright, so a few hours later here, I have ran out of cobblestone. I did some work on the roof and now it's a little bit less, you know, a massive hole. But we're out of cobblestone and clay, which is the main issue there. How is the steel doing? We can start crafting some of this and some of this. Okay, pretty good. Alright, so today, when the trader is actually open, I want to go around and sell all my excess stuff, and as well I want to buy up all the magazines that I can find, all of the speech magazines anyway, as well as potentially any skill books that I want to finish that they might have access to, because that would be really helpful. What I'm going to do, since the traders don't open yet, I might as well just start driving to one of the faraway ones and start there. We need to talk to this trader Bob here for the open trade routes quest, so he seems like a good place to start. So I will start heading down there. Alright, Trader Bob is open. Let's have a look inside here. He wants to give me a random skill book, right. Oh, do you have any awesome sauce, and do you have sugar butts? You do. Because I'm going to sell all this junk to him. There we go, 46k dupes. A health nut magazine, right. No speech books today, nor anything I really need all that badly there. What about gyrocopter stuff? Nope, nothing there. No weapons I need. No duct tape or glue. This trader is a bit of a bust. Let's go, I suppose, up to this trader wrecked, and then we'll head sort of across this way to the gens. We'll see what we find. Okay, so trader wrecked number 1. What do you have?
Let's get this over with.
3 business secrets. I can work with that. I'll also take that science magazine. Science is a hard one to level right now, so for that amount of money, no problem. Any good weapons? Nope. Any glue and stuff like that? Because it is just a minor pain to get, I guess. Duct tape I'll take. Otherwise, that's fine. So we'll head over to this wreck next. Looks like there's a wandering horde here. I'm just gonna pick them off. Nice. The rifle's level 2. Unfortunately, this wreck has absolutely nothing of value to me, so we're gonna have to go to the next trader. Hello, Jen. Buy these bandages. Why not? They're cheap. Science book is probably worth buying. Nothing else I need though. Hello, other Jen. Business secrets. Nice. And another silencer. I'll always take more of those. They're a pain to get for some reason. Alright, so who next? There must be something up here. It looks like there's like no traders for ages, so I really find that quite unlikely. What we'll do is we'll just head north and we'll just see what's there. Another trader gen just there. Oh, it is. Insbook. Vehicle plow schematic, which I do really want. Alright, that's pretty good. We know another gen location now. So there are like 4 or 5 more traders, but I am a little bit worried that I might not get back in time because it is a decent drive back to my base here. And I don't know how prepared I am. I don't know if I need to make any last minute fixes or anything to the base, so let's just be safe and drive home. And we can visit those traders tomorrow and see if they have any more speech magazines. It is going well though. We're up to 39 speech. That's solid. Considering I've only really been trying to level it for like 2 trader cycles now, that's pretty acceptable, I'd say. Alright, so Horde Night is almost gonna begin. We've still got a few hours. I forgot to bring concrete for a couple of these pieces that are broken. We have a load of ammo here. I have ammo for my assault rifle, ammo for my SMG, and ammo for the lever action as well, of course. The automatic rifles may be maxed out tonight. It would be very, very unlikely to me that I don't get 7 levels from a Horde Night. I may go as far as to also get pistols maxed out as well, because we have very big hordes. I have, 64 max spawns on. I'm game stage 129. Like, we get big hordes now, so there's a lot of killing to be done. And that does mean that very often, at least, is only cobblestone in there. We can go get concrete, it's fine. As I was saying, because we have so many zombies, we get so many kills on a Horde Night that, yeah, it pretty much, if you're trying to level a weapon skill, unsurprisingly, in this mod, Horde Nights are going to be the way to do it the fastest. And I don't think that's necessarily a problem if you just only use guns on Horde Nights just to level them initially. Fair enough. That's an efficient use of your materials and stuff like that. We got any concrete? Yeah, cool. I don't have any inventory slots though. And we can leave some pistol ammo behind, we'll be fine. If I manage to max out pistols and automatic rifles tonight, because they are both quite close to being done, we can switch over to my lever action rifle, which also could be leveled as well. My lowest range skill is actually my shotguns, because I've just not really been using it. Because this base isn't really built for shotguns. It's more of a long range situation. They've really been beating the shit out of these blocks back here. It doesn't really matter. They're easy to replace, but damn. Let's make sure we upgrade all this. There we go. Then I will upgrade the floor as well. It's more important to upgrade all of this stuff than the actual fighting position, because the zombies don't seem to even really reach the fighting position right now. Okay, we're out of steel. Cool. Weird pattern to have upgraded, but it's fine. Let's just make sure all this is fully repaired. They barely even scratched it last time. Like, it's not even worth considering. So that should be fine. The question is, are we going to get anything that's going to make this difficult tonight? Are we going to get, like, radiated cops? Are we going to get, I don't know, a lot of frost claws? Are we going to get demos? I think demos only spawn after game stage 150, so I think we're safe for another horde. It would be nice if they would give me enough mutated zombies to finish this and enough vultures to finish this. Beryl White seems unlikely to be finished tonight. Get another blood moon done, and yeah, that's just fine. I should really go and find the last few pieces of leather, the 1 honey, and make the 20 pipe bombs so I can have this entire page of challenges done. Additionally, I need to mine lead, and this is obviously just going to take forever. But we can definitely farm coffee, hops, and potatoes for that challenge. Hunting that's just going to be very, very time consuming. I've only killed 118 animals so far compared to 4,000, presumably 4,600 enemies, assuming animals are counted in there. So yeah, I'm going to sit here and wait for Horde Night. And when Horde Night comes, I'm probably, unless something actually interesting happens, I'm probably going to do what I did last time and just like talk to you guys about stuff over the footage, because Horde Nights are just exceedingly uninteresting, I find, especially when you're using a base and you've got a really good gun and they're coming down one thing and I'm just holding the button. It's easier for me to edit and probably just better for you to watch if I make some content afterwards to put over it and just speed up the footage and just let it play. So you see the whole Horde Night, you see everything that happens, but it doesn't take 20 minutes of your life just watching me hold both my mouse buttons aiming at this. Hello and welcome back to the IzPrebuilt Horde Night podcast, the 3-minute section where you watch some very fast combat happening in the background because it's an extremely boring piece of content that we kind of have to show because it's the point of the video game. You'll see, by the way, at some point in this Horde Night section that, well, basically, the vultures get inside my base. And that is because I was playing this Horde Night without any sound, so they kind of just piled up on the roof and I completely forgot they existed. You'll see that in a little bit, but it's a good little test to see how many vultures can spawn before it's a problem, I suppose. Anyway, during this Horde Night, I actually do manage to get myself maxed out on automatic rifles and pistols, and later on I try and use the lever action rifle to level my rifles, but it's kind of terrible as a Horde Night weapon, so you'll see how that goes as well. As the Horde Night here continues in the background, let's have a little chat about the content I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. Basically, my current plan is to put out a couple of these videos over the next few days, and then I'm going to sprint to the finish line with it. I'm going to get the last however many episodes out just straight away and consecutively, daily basically, until the series is done, and then I'm going to focus a little while on tips videos because they're better for growth, whereas these videos are better for revenue, so you need a little bit of balance of both, and it's easier to focus on one type of thing at a time. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. And there's going to be a change to how I do these series in future, because I've noticed over a couple of years of doing these series pretty regularly, I've noticed a couple of phenomenons that, I believe the plural is actually phenomena, that probably need to be addressed. And the biggest phenomena I have noticed are a couple of things. One, my waning interest in making series as they go on. Even this one, where I'm having a lot more fun playing it, I still have a really hard time editing it because it's very, very mind-numbing. And I have some solutions to that will be implemented in the next series. But one of the biggest things is you get less interested in these series as they go on, and I get less interested in these series going on, but it's not necessarily an episodic problem. It's not a problem that the series lasts 20 episodes. The problem is that those 20 episodes might take a month and a half or something to come out, and they're not uploaded as frequently. So what I've decided to do to get the most out of these series and to keep you as interested in them as we go is I'm going to basically batch create a bunch of them, and then I'm going to upload them daily, just episode 1 till the supercut daily episodes. And that way it's only 21 days or 3 weeks of each series, so you're much more likely to be interested over those 3 weeks. Putting them out is pretty much as fast as I can. You could do 2 uploads a day and it would probably be better in some ways, but it has diminishing returns. You kind of really hurt your videos if you upload a lot of them every day. So 1 video a day for the length of the series, and then for the rest of that month it'll be tips videos and like one-off videos. And so that's what I'm going to do with the next series, and that's why it might be an extended delay between these series as I focus on doing growth and tips videos and stuff like that in the background. So Horde Night is probably coming to an end right now, so I'm going to cut back to me. Alright, so I think, oh, we got one more survivor here. I think the Horde is officially over, or at least very close to being over. Oh, yeah, that's a concern, isn't it? He just ate that whole pillar. Get rude, not gonna lie. Yeah, that is because we haven't put in any traps to stop them, basically. I'm just gonna put this in just to be a little bit careful, you know, just a little bit, just so it doesn't fall over. But it's not that big of a deal. We can reinforce that and stuff for later hordes if we're going to do that many of them, and we can put traps in that'll keep them away from the pillars. So during the night, we got 3 levels, I think, yeah, and I'm going to put one of those into bad mechanic, wherever I left that perk. There we go. And then we need 10 again to get the steel worker one, which I will get at my next level. So we have a lot of bags here, and I have a lot of ammo on me, so I'm going to go drop off some stuff in the truck here so I can actually pick up some new loot. Yeah, the Horde base is still holding, but it will need some reinforcement for the next one, I think, because it was basically just held up by the fact that this pillar is really strong and this pillar existed. So we got a lot of red loot bags there from the incredible amount of dire wolves that came last night. Lots of steel tool parts, nice. Business secrets as well as a piercing book. Tactical warfare, that is of no real value to me anymore. I've maxed out my machine guns. Speaking of which, I meant to show that as well. I maxed out my automatic rifles and I maxed out my pistols, and I got a few levels with rifles, but as you were probably seeing in the gameplay, rifles is a much harder skill to level on Horde nights because it's just not really got the, I guess you would call it the damage per second, like the crowd control ability. In order to get that from rifles, you have to invest in Penetrator to really have the same level of ability there, and that's obviously something I've not invested in. I've not invested really in any gun skill except for the decapitation perk for automatic weapons. Let's take this. I'm just going to pick all this up and I'll let you know if I find anything particularly interesting. Oh, a rifle magazine. Patch her up. That's probably done. Yep, other rifle magazine, or shotgun magazine as well. You know what, I was scrapping all these books. I'm honestly just going to sell them at this point because there's just so many of them and they take so long to scrap. Just not worth it. But they are worth a good amount of dukes. So we might as well just solve 2 problems at once there. Alright, let's sell some stuff to this wrecked here. Oh, we have a challenge done. Let's temporarily drop the iron and take the... I mean, which of these is worth the most? Treasure Hunter mod? I'll take that. I'm just going to sell it though. I don't need the quad mod. I have a fully maxed inventory anyway. And if I don't, I'm going to when I get the fully upgraded version of the... what's it called again? Suited Up perk. Alright, that was like 5k dukes. Oh, you're selling business secrets. Did I forget to check you when you reset, Rick? That was silly of me if so. Oh, gyrocopter chassis. I can't afford it, but could be pretty good. On the other hand, if I can't get the accessories, how useful is it really? Yeah, I'll save. Because if we can get to 80 science, which we're only 16 off, and then 3 skill points, we can get just gyrocopter crafting on its own, which is fine, I would say. And I know how I'm going to level up my science quite a bit soon. TM, I need a few skill points first, though. Let's eat my business secrets magazines. Got more money in there. Right, so I said before that we were going to go see those traders, and I meant it. So we're going to go see those traders. We want to probably start out way over here and then head up to him and then check out all these other ones here. So I'm going to have to buy gas, I think, unless I have some sitting in my base. Let me check. We've got more steel done in here. I'm also just going to grab all of this. Start smelting that as well. Alright, let's see. Gas. I got 5,000 there. And that's probably it, unless there's some sitting in the chemistry station. A little bit. So we might just want to buy some anyway. What discount have I achieved with the speech skill? We are at 45, so we're about halfway. And you get 25% better at max. It's basically the better barter perk. If you give any more than what the base game gives, by the way, if things start costing 0 dukes, because there's no protection in this game now for stopping things from costing nothing. In fact, the prices become negative. But at the very least, when it comes to those prices going negative, it just costs you 0 dukes rather than actually giving you money. So they did have the foresight to implement that at least. But yeah, this game is held together by the fact that you simply cannot achieve a very high discount. There's no system in place to ensure that there's a base cost that things will always cost, which is really amusing to me, that we are in a game that has been in development for 12 years and they never thought, hey, maybe we should put in like a system that stops that from happening, rather than having to have a very delicate balancing act with all the discounts in the game. For example, just as a game I've been playing recently that has a system like this is the Fallout games. All the Fallout games I'm particularly familiar with, which are the modern 3D ones, have a base value system. So for example, a 10mm bullet, for example, has a base cost that it will never go below. Let's say it's 4 caps, right? And then you have a starting cost, which is massively inflated compared to that. So 1 charisma low barter character might have to pay, 4 caps for a bullet that is actually worth 1 cap, and then you reduce that down to 1 cap at maximum by getting all the various discounts. 7 Days to Die simply doesn't have that system, and everything doesn't have a base cost in the sense that it can never go lower than it. So things can become negatively priced, which effectively means that things are free if you go literally 5% over the vanilla game's base discount rate. Because I originally had the better barter perk and the speech skill, and I realized that when you max them all out and combine them with like pumpkin cheesecake and all the other discounts, things cost negative caps or dukes. I've got myself confused by talking about Fallout now. So yeah, not the most robust system they have implemented there. Most people are never going to notice that problem because in the vanilla game you can't achieve 100% barter discount, but any mod has probably immediately banged their head on this issue, and it means that if you want to implement other things that are in, like, do discounts, other things in the game have to be weakened. So if you were like, oh, I want there to be a barter skill and a barter perk, and I want there to be a barter book, and I want there to be more bartering clothes, you have to dilute it all, because it can go down to 100%, and it can even go further than 100%, because there's just no system stopping that in a game that's 12 years old. Of course, we have $10 cosmetic skins. That was important enough to implement. I suppose an alternative solution I could have done is... Oh no, that wouldn't even work. I was gonna say you could just make everything really, really fucking expensive, but because it's percentage based, it doesn't matter. So you would still have to nerf everything. All you'd be doing there is inflating the economy. What a nightmare. Thank you. Rifle world? I mean, I probably shouldn't waste my caps on gun skills when we know how easy it is to level them when Horde nights come around. Yeah, I'm just going to buy this gas because I'm extremely lazy though. Oh, you got an M60. It's only a level 1 though. It would still be an improvement, but I would rather wait and see for like a level 5. The level 3 sniper rifle is tempting, but I did say I was going to not waste loads more money on getting a better rifle. So unless it was like a level 5, I'm just not considering that at all. Let's go see this Trader Hugh up here. There might be a Trader Hugh in that town. It might be worth checking. We have all day today, so we can really just drive around and see. Oh, yeah, I forget. I keep wanting to get tier 5s from all of these guys just so I have a big map filled with quests I can do. Vanity Tower, that's a good one. Saves me having to visit the traders every single time. It makes the game a little bit less repetitive in that regard. So let's drive to the next guy. Hello, other Hugh. Oh, a level 4 M60 now. That is more tempting, but it would be like almost all my money. Science book. Okay, nothing else useful there. The M60 is really tempting, but it is literally half my fucking dukes. And do I need it? Like, my tactical assault rifle's already shredding to a comedic degree. We'll wait at least for a level 5. Just really don't need that weapon. Let's drive over to this Hugh and we might discover someone in between us and there. There's a big patch of land where there could be something useful. Hello, other Hugh. Business secrets, nice. Level 5 M60. Oh, you're really tempting me now, Hugh. You're really testing me. I probably should just buy it because what's the drone doing? The drone is excited about this M60. The thing about the M60 here is if I want to craft a level 6 M60 with the way I've built my character, I need to invest 5 levels, I think, into engineering gunsmith here, which would get me level 6 firearms. Then I would have to invest at least 6 more levels to get the M60, unless I found the M60 schematic, which is an option, but even without the schematic, I still have to invest a lot of points into gunsmithing, which I'm being presented with an option to just not do that, and I feel like I should take it. Where is your vending machine? I don't want to buy it at full price if it can be avoided. Awesome sauce and sugar butts. No sugar butts, but that's fine. Do I have like a discount perk that I've forgotten about? I don't think I have one, but it's worth checking. Yeah, no, daring, adventurer, and charismatic nature are it. So let's buy that, I guess, for pretty much the best discount I'm going to get, 14k, and then that is like the ultimate automatic weapon for me, unless of course I find a spare 5 skill points. Oh, he has the whole gyrocopter too. Okay, hang on. This is now a thing we have to consider. He has a full gyrocopter on sale for right now 48,000 dukes ish. That's a lot of money to just summon out of my anus. but at the same time, I feel like it's honestly doable. But is it necessary? Because if I got it today, then I would save myself a few like, I'm not actually that far away from gyrocopters, all things considered. I'm 2 skill points plus 15 ranks science away, and I know how I can get science quite easily. The thing is I want to get bad mechanic. You know what, I'm just gonna go for bad mechanic and the science route, because it's more satisfying to me than buying it for the 48k jukes, but just know I could probably actually get that done. What we're gonna do in the meantime is head over to this next trader and see if we can get more business secrets magazines, because I would like to max out speech just for the illustration of it. We're at 49, which is pretty good, considering there's no natural way to learn by doing, and I've only been trying to level it for a few days here. That's pretty good. And if each of those books has cost me about 1,000 jukes, then it's cost me about 48k jukes to level it. And some people did have problems with that when they were assessing the mod for the first time. They said, like, I have to spend 100k jukes to max out my speech skill. I'm telling you right now that that is a bargain. When I implement the ability to, like, level up your speech naturally, you're gonna have to handle a lot more than 100,000 jukes to max out speech. Admit, some of it, of course, will be selling, but you're probably gonna have to spend a lot more than like 100,000 dukes to max it out. It's going to be a hard skill to max out. It's going to be expensive to max out. You have to do a lot of trading to do it. So yeah, 100,000 dukes to level up your maximum speech skill, then get access to one of the best perks in the game, I might add, if you're on multiplayer, that is, which is charismatic nature. Yeah, that's a discount. Plus you get 25%, a permanent 25% discount at the traders. Is that worth 100,000 dukes? Probably not, but the extra perks are available as well. I do intend to give speech some more perks to work with as well, because I did have an original design philosophy, which was, in order for a skill to be a skill, it needs to have 3 perks that I can make out of it, otherwise it's a waste. And that's why there's no lockpicking skill, for example, although it would be hard to implement a lockpicking skill as well, because again, there's no vanilla trigger for observing that you've picked a lock. However, I was originally going to have a lockpicking skill until I realized, like, hey, there's no point in having a skill that works to govern 1 perk. And speech originally did have 3 perks, it now has 2, and that was caused by the fact that, you know, I had to scrap the better barter perk. So I will add more speech stuff at some point as well, to be in line with my own design philosophy, so it'll be more worthwhile. But yeah, it's going to be expensive to max that out, of course it is. 5 business secrets. I'm not going to buy the science magazine, being like 2% smarter with my money now that I have like none. It's gyrocopter accessories, but no. Okay, these are down to our last dukes, but it's fine because I do have a lot of things I can sell. I could even sell my tactical assault rifle, but I do kind of actually like it, even as just like a general weapon that I can use clearing POIs, because the M60 is more of a Horde night thing. We're up to 54 speech. Good. Let's go down here and talk to this Joel, and that'll be the last trader in the loop that I'm aware of until at least day 31. So that'll be pretty much my speech locked until day 31, but that's fine. Oh, okay. And by the way, for like, oh, if I just put that way, 100,000 dukes, right? People were saying, oh, that's a lot. 100,000 dukes is not a lot of money, actually, in 7 days to die. It's like 50 tier 5 jobs. Just the rewards from the quests alone, it is 50 tier 5 jobs. If you consider that you would probably get a good like 5k jukes worth of loot out of each tier 5 job as well, it becomes a lot less. It becomes like 20 tier 5 jobs. That's not that hard to do. That's like 10 days worth of work to get that much money if you were doing it in what I could call the dumbest way possible, because obviously jobs aren't the best way to make money. But if you were playing this game like an utter buffoon, you could still get speech maxed out very quickly if you just didn't waste your money on things that weren't the speech skill. And when I implement real speech, you're gonna have a much harder time leveling it, I think, ironically, but it'll be more intuitive. That's good. Hello, Joel. Oh, I had a quest for him. Okay, let's take that in case we get a speech book, and then let's... No speech books, no books I need otherwise either. Okay, that's fine. You got any glue? I still need loads of glue. I've been buying glue like a fucking noob, but it's a useful source of it. Oh, hunting book. Okay, let's sell him these books I have here as well. Right, so we're broke as a joke, but it's easy to solve, so don't worry about that. We are now going to head back home. Wait, do I have a job from you? Just want to make sure I have jobs from absolutely everybody. There's quests everywhere. For example, if we go to my quest log, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tier 5 jobs just sitting there, which is more tier 5 jobs than I actually even need to complete tier 5, but that's not that much of a concern. Let's go home. We've reached my maximum speech skill, unless I can find more traders nearby. we've reached my maximum speech skill until day 31 when they all reset, and we got an M60, and I could only afford like 6 more of those speech magazines even if I wanted to, so we're pretty much capped out on the speech there. Alright, so today we did the day 28 Horde and we got a new M60 and I leveled my speech skill considerably. In the next episode, I think it would be a good idea for me to try and max out my science and my salvaging and stuff, so we might do a whole lot of salvaging there, and I want to make a lot of money to buy the rest of the speech magazines I'll need. On that note though, I do want to get one additional level before I go out scrapping so I can have the steel thing, so it might be worth doing a tier 5 quest or something in the next episode, but that is gonna have to wait for the next one. If you want to play with the mods, they are linked in the description. The next episode will be appearing on screen right now if it is out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.